Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we're glad you're along for the ride. Welcome aboard. The new drug today is a really fun-spirited practice today. And if you've been listening and watching, or if you were there, what a crowd today, by the way. Hayes had something to take care of, so wasn't there. Odd for you not to be there, one of the few you've ever missed.
Wear your sunscreen, kids.
Yeah.
Because I had a melanoma cut out of my calf with a hacksaw. No,
Okay,
I'm teasing.
well,
but I did have the procedure.
I was going to say that. I was going to let you tell the story, but you're good now, right?
Wear your sunscreen, kiddos. Yes, I'm fine, though.
Yeah, but what a crowd. Great crowd for practice today. I mean, great crowd for practice today. And it was Brian Thomas Jr. Day. By now, everybody knows that. And it was again, it's a practice. No one's hitting anybody. And we're talking about football in June, but I will say this, even those of us that have been to 7,000 practices and know there's a big difference between practice and playing the Cleveland Browns in the second week of September. I get it. Hayes, even our jaws were dropping a little bit. He made every play. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see a guy make every play. Brian Thomas Jr. today made every play.
What? Because I wasn't there. So describe the.
Okay. There was a crossing route, went up and got it. Then a bomb along the right sideline, one of those deep ones. Trevor right on the money, one step behind, got it. Then going the other way, a bomb the other way, right side, both on the right sideline, got it. Then a deep one down the middle of the field, got it. Then went up in traffic. I mean, we were all, oh my God, what a perfect day to have all the fans there when Brian Thomas Jr. looked like the best receiver in the league. I mean, that's really how I got a lot of other things that happened today at practice I'll get to, but that's what really jumped off the page. And it was fun for the fans. It was fun for BTJ. It was fun for, and it's, again, you made a great point. You made a really good point in these last couple of days. We talked about that. And I said, well, it's only practice. But you said, yeah, but it practiced last year. This time he didn't look like that. That was the point you made, and it was a really good one. And so if we're going to talk about how he didn't look good and had a few drops at other practices, then let's point out when he's doing anything but that now.
Yeah, because he's 4 for 4.
Yeah.
The media have been out there now for 4 practices, and he's been really good in all 4.
And today trumped all the other ones.
Yeah, it was the best one.
Yeah,
so
today.
That's fantastic.
So I will tell you this. There's a lot of things we'll get to on the program today. But I will tell you this. I know it's practice, but the offense, Trevor, everything he throws is a tight spiral right on the money, man. And no one's even thought about a drop. There's usually drops in the offseason because you haven't been playing. If you have a drop in practice in October, that's a concern. If you have a drop in practice in the middle of July, well, that happens. You haven't been out there that doesn't mean you haven't been out throwing on your own, but not this kind of volume, right? So there's been. I mean, I'm just telling you, the passing game. I mean, I saw it with Jacoby Myers today. Parker Washington's showing up. The rookies are showing up. I can't wait to watch them drop back and throw a pass in a regular season game. I can't. I mean, I'm telling you. So it was a fun practice today. Kudos to the fans. First of all, to the Jags. They did a great job. J.P. Shadrick, who does a wonderful job, and kind of with the mic. Tony talked right at the beginning. Tony Baselli talked to everybody, got them all excited. And then J.P. does a great job of kind of taking people through these are indie drills. This is 1-on-1. Now this is 11-on-11, and so the Jags set that up, and they do a wonderful job of doing it. JP does a great job of kind of taking fans through it. And I'm telling you, the fans are ready for this Jaguar season because that place was packed, and the fans were excited. The fans went crazy when they ran on the field. So it was a great day down there today. It was again, I get it. It's June 10th. Okay, no one's winning or losing.
We're getting close though.
Yeah, but
it's good to see it.
It was a really good day today.
It beats coming in and saying no one can catch anything, and,
right?
They
nobody
were
was there.
coverages, but then the receiver would drop the ball, or the pass was.
It was real. It was really I'm 67 years old. I have covered this team in some capacity since its inception in 1995. I've been the play-by-play voice going on 13 years. I've been to a few of these practices. I don't walk away from practice excited very often. I've done enough of this now that I don't get football excited in June that often. I was kind of excited. I walked away today going, dang, now that looks the part. So we'll see. We'll see how that manifests itself, but it really was. So it was the Brian Thomas Jr. practice today. Other guys looked good too. Boy, the passing game overall looks good. So again, can you block? Can you tackle? Can you protect? Can you rush the passer? We'll see. we'll see. I got a good feeling about all that stuff, but let's see when they actually have to do it. So, but that was kind of the story of the day. Brian Thomas Jr. looked really, really good, and there's some oohs and ahs in the crowd, and that was kind of fun to watch. So that was there today. We'll certainly talk about that. A very important Sports and Courts today. Like you, I think I've got 1,000 questions for my friend Brett Hastings about what can they do, what can they not do. I will say this, in the Brendan Sorsby case, the school today, both from Kirby Hocutt, the AD, and Joey McGuire, when he was interviewed, talked about how important it is to help Brendan Sorsby, who's got a very serious addiction. I think the coach, McGuire, pretty much said, listen, even if he's eligible, it's a stretch that he'd be ready to play about a third game, which is Houston. He said he's dealing with something very significant. It's a very serious addiction. We're trying very hard to help him through it. You know what? I believe that. I believe they're trying to help him through that. And I believe addiction's real. And I believe if they say they're trying to help a young guy get better, I trust them and I believe them. But that doesn't mean playing football games helps. They're trying. Is part of it true? Yes, I believe it is. Is part of it they're also trying to make him a sympathetic figure because he's the villain right now? Of course that's part of it. But you can help him get better and still not let him play football because he gambled on his team. I don't. They're not. These aren't crossover effects, right? And so we'll have that conversation with Brett. But I've got a lot of questions. Can the NCAA just say you're not invited when you're not in our playoff? Can Texas Tech sue them for doing that? Can the Big 12 say you're not eligible for our championship? Can Kansas say we're not playing you? What are the legalities of that? It's a big one. Brett will be in here today to talk about all of that. So I'm going to get through all that, but it's been a blockbuster story, so we certainly talk about that today. Knicks and Spurs tonight. Here's the big question. They want to know this all over. I got a call from Finland today asking this. Will Carline concede tomorrow? Everybody wants to know. I'm looking at all the betting sites to see whether or not you're going to concede, and they're leaning toward you are.
Well, I would imagine they're leaning, considering that I'm like in last place by 1 million points.
So it's not. They don't have sources in the Carline camp.
Well, I mean,
are your people chatty, or do they keep it close to the vest?
This is the first time that we've encountered, I'd say, any real adversity.
Okay,
we're gonna find that out.
It's not what happened; it's how you respond to it.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say this, and I told them going into it. Look, there's nothing you guys are gonna be able to draw up. Can you draw up Brunson or Wemby? No, because we draft third. Okay, right. So we'll just do the best we can do.
You might need somebody to go for a knee on somebody, if you know what I mean.
So
okay.
So you're not if you lose, you're not firing anybody. It's not their fault.
No. I mean, we've got like a 95% winning percentage over the last 2 years. So no, I'm not firing my staff over losing an NBA Finals.
Okay, I just want to know.
We had the third pick. Okay. But to your question, and to kind of put the Leaks, out of the realm of being credible, but I'll just tell you right now. Yeah. I mean, we're down 25 points to JJ.
Yeah.
So I mean, barring somehow getting this within 10, right? I'd have trouble conceding if I'm like single digits down, even though I probably would go on to lose.
Right.
But I mean, if I'm 25 down or more after game 4, then
if it gets worse tonight,
it's probably time to just go ahead and say, I think I'll just send you guys Bonos tomorrow,
right?
And move on to Shinnecock with Rory McIlroy.
What do you think about that, JJ? What do you think about this? Is that a smart strategy?
If it gets around 15, you got to hang.
Yeah.
If he makes up 10 points tonight, that's different. But if it gets worse or stays around the same, it's probably it. Unless we get a crazy injury, and if Wemby goes down or Brunson, then he's right back. Maybe not Brunson because you have such a big lead, but if Wemby goes down, he's right back in it.
Yeah. Okay. So,
because there could still potentially be 4 more games.
Yeah. Well, think about it. There could be. So, but I'm just trying to. So, your confidence level of making up some of that 25 isn't good.
No, I mean, I just don't have the firepower you guys have. I mean, you each have a player that's going to take 30 shots tonight. I'll be lucky if I have a player that takes 14 shots tonight. So, it is what it is. It's the market correction that we always have in Loser Monday. I was amazed that I didn't lose it last year. And I mean,
what if Mikal Bridges goes for at least 4 tonight? Would that help? Would that help?
4 might help.
What if he doubles his output?
That might get us back in it. No, I mean, honestly, it really hasn't been. My team has been okay
up until the last game.
It's been that you guys have just been on fire. I mean, and like, to give you guys credit, like, obviously Wemby and Brunson are great players, but OJ Anunoby was an unbelievable pick for you, Frank. And JJ is done well with his 3rd round pick. Vassell is played well. Fox has been a little disappointing, but Vassell has sort of picked up.
He had a big game too.
Yeah, has sort of picked up the correct. Fox scored 20 in game 2. So so I probably will be texting you guys around 12:30 tomorrow. Orders, please.
I can say that there's one of two things. There's one of two things that are at play here, JJ. I'm just my assessment from the outside looking in here is either A, you and I took the obvious guys you would take, draft them where we draft, or we're brilliant. And I'm going B.
with number 2.
I'm going B. I think B is kind of where I am on
like
this.
That he gave us credit.
Yeah.
I've always said competing against you guys makes me better.
Exactly.
And I always appreciate
sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Exactly right. All right. So, but we will talk about the game. Apart from Loser Monday, the game's so intriguing on so many levels. I mean, so many levels
Juicy.
tonight. It really, because of how it's played out, it really is juicy.
Has that ever happened in finals history? NBA finals? Has the road team ever won the first 4?
I
can't ever remember that happening.
They won the first 3
like
this.
I would think that's happened because I haven't seen a story saying in a finals first.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that it's happened before where the road teams won the first 4 because the fact that it doesn't seem like that's a big storyline going into tonight, and you would think it would be. That would be something reporters would pick up on. But it is certainly very unusual if the Spurs are able to get it done tonight, and the pressure that will be on the Knicks if they can't hold the lead and it's 2-2 going back to San Antonio.
So it's never happened for 4 games. It happened in 3 games in 1993.
Oh,
that was the Bulls in Phoenix.
Okay.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's long as been. All right, so we got lots of things to talk about today. We'll talk about some NBA coming up a little bit later on. I got some thoughts about college softball I'm going to get to later on in the program as well. Brian Thomas Jr., the huge game today, but very important sports in courts today. It's obviously going to be Brendan Sorsby again, but so many questions. What rights legally do the NCAA, the Big 12, and opponents have to not play these guys, to not invite them to their tournament if he plays? That's the conversation today at Sports and Courts. Brett Hastings is here. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Every day is a perfect day for football on Jacksonville's football station. Just lock your radio on 1010XL to get your year-round football fix. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why we are North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Hey, poker players! The Poker Atlas Tour is coming to Best Bet St. Augustine, June 18th to the 28th. The Poker Atlas Tour features 7 events, including the $600 No Limit Hold'em title event with a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. And event number 1, a $300 No Limit Hold'em with a $100,000 guarantee. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental, with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
Birthdays, anniversaries, and graduations happen year-round. That's why it's good to have Kuhn Flowers on hand to send that floral arrangement with a simple click, call, or showroom visit. Make Kuhn Flowers your go-to when you need to send your love.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
I'm local attorney Rick Alexander. In my 30 years practicing law, I've learned you never want to choose money over health. It's always a bad deal. Unfortunately, when someone screws up and you get hurt, that choice is gone. Your only choice is whether you face the future with a lawyer or without one. If you're hurt because somebody screwed up, call me at the practice. The Alexander Law Practice, 904-460-600 or alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Now time for Sports and Courts, legal issues in the sports world with Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Hit back with Hastings.
All right, Brett Hastings is here from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. We know the story today, the story that I think one of the wildest college football stories in a wild time already. This blockbuster story, Brendan Sorsby has been granted an injunction. Is that the right phraseology?
That is correct.
He's been granted an injunction, which means, and the case isn't going to be heard till February, which means the court system in Texas, in Lubbock County, says he can play for Texas Tech. There's outrage all over the world of college football. Nebraska and Georgia are among the teams that said they won't schedule Texas Tech. It's very clear all the other ADs don't want to play him. He's admitted to gambling. We all know the gambling is there. We all know that's illegal. So what happens now legally, Brett? Can the NCAA say, well, we're not inviting you to our playoff? Can the Big 12 say we're not allowing our teams to play you? Can TCU not show up for the game legally? Where's this thing going?
Well, I don't know. This is something we have to figure out on the legalities. Is it the NCAA's college football playoff? I don't believe
It's not.
it is.
No, it's
right?
not. It's not. It's
so I think they would have a basis to say no, right?
Okay.
You'd have to look at those rules. The conferences, other teams wouldn't have to play them, right? The question would be honoring the current contract, okay? Because Texas Tech's going to say, we got an eligible guy. Why are you saying that you're not playing us? So where there's binding contracts, that would be tough. Not playing him in the future, absolutely no problem, right? Don't schedule them. You don't want to deal with them, sort of boycott that. That's not going to be a problem at all. Within the conference, it's a real problem, right? They are all contractually obligated to play each other, for those games to happen, for those things to go forward. Texas Tech's going to say, hey, we've got an eligible guy. Texas Tech's going to say, we didn't do this. Brendan Sorsby and his lawyers went out and did it, and now they've got this valid legal order, and we have to comply with it. So that's, a tougher situation there. And that's what's really kind of compelling. That's more, less, obviously this is incredibly unpopular in the court of public opinion. And as we were talking off air, as a lawyer and as a practitioner, I find this repugnant, right? And really the reason why is when we look at injunctions, okay? And so this idea that the trial's set for later, that's true, in February. There can be an appeal of this injunction.
And the NCAA has already moved forward to make that appeal happen. I have no idea what the timetable is for that, trying to figure it out. I wanted to read the actual injunction, haven't been able to see, the injunction that is put into place right now. So, but this is the thing that's like we hate it for college athletics for all the reasons that you guys have been talking about and, you hear on ESPN for the last couple of days. For me as a lawyer, I can't fathom how a judge could find, there are a couple of elements. We've talked about them with all these different NIL deals. One, irreparable harm. Not being able to play your season is irreparable harm. That's one of the elements. Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, you can see how it is. But what the judge does, okay, when you seek the injunction, because we're talking about the trial later, to get the injunction, you have to prove likelihood of success on the merits, right? That you're going to win at the end. Right. So we're going to maintain the status quo now. The guy has admitted to gambling. There's 9,000 documented transactions as it relates to gambling. Whether you like the NCAA or not, this is a long-held reason that you would lose your eligibility. Everybody's been put on notice. And for the life of me, I can't fathom how the judge would sign off and say, yep, I think there's a likelihood of success on the merits that he's going to be able to get his eligibility reinstated by the NCAA when there's all this evidence for gambling. And so that's just not right.
You said something that's really interesting there, that the injunction is not available. Is it common in the legal world if there is a decision legally that a judge makes that is going to be nationally relevant? Is it uncommon for that to be a difficult injunction to read?
Okay, so it is not under seal, okay, but they haven't made it easy to get it. And to answer your question, often, right, when I'd come in here for sports and courts, when there's something that's important, you can go and have access to different, the clerk's office, right? Like I can pull every county in the state of Florida and I can get any lawsuit I want because I'm a practitioner here. Generally, the public can. You usually have to fill in to do some things. But whenever you have a significant case like this, they usually put it on the front of the clerk's office so that the PDF is there, because one of the things is that we always want the courts to be open. Anybody can go down and see any of the jury trials that are going on in Jacksonville right now. You've got to go and be quiet, do what the court asks of you in the back. And you've always been able, there's certain things. We protect people's social security numbers, date of birth, those types of things are typically redacted. But as a general rule, the pleadings, the motions, and almost always any judgment or culminating order is available in the clerk's office. So this wasn't made readily available. I tried to go to the Lubbock County, website to get it. It wasn't something that you could get quickly. So it doesn't appear that it's something that the court's trying to make, easily accessible.
Brett, I would think, and talk me through this, but you always talk about precedent. We always talk about precedent in the legal world, and we've learned from you all these years having you talk about legal precedent. Well, if he plays because this injunction appeal doesn't get heard or whatever, isn't there now precedent that anytime anybody's ever made ineligible by the NCAA, no matter what it is, they just find a judge to grant the injunction and go play? I mean, isn't that the real danger here?
Well, yes, there's no doubt about it. The one thing is we don't spend as much time on them. After, Diego Pavia won on his, there was a flurry of suits, but more of those have been denied than have been granted.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And I can't speak for our, the great judges that we have here locally, but I would think that a number of them, understanding injunction law and just these facts, probably have a distaste in their mouth as well. So I don't believe that, you're going to be able to go and just get a ton of judges to go in to do this. And I do want the listeners to know the precedent is really limited. This precedent is limited to Lubbock County. This is not something that would bind a judge in Florida, or anywhere else. Really what I think more than anything, it just gets back to we need some type of federal law or guidance, right? So that there can be enforcement of this, so that there's a federal preemption of state law rights here. That would take away the judge's ability in this case. A gambling issue, right, wouldn't go through the court system in the NFL. It would be handled as part of the collective bargaining agreement. And those things nobody can challenge. And you can't go get an injunction because the judges would say, hey, this was jointly negotiated by people of equal power, and they have agreed to it, and they're agreed to be bound by this contract. So it's not having that type of collective bargaining, that's taken place that even allows this to happen. Here, probably the listeners had seen him if you go on Twitter or X or whatever they call it now, right? But I mean, they have pictures of this judge, and he's with the Texas Tech mascot. He lives in Lubbock. So, this is like going to a judge in Auburn, Alabama, or Tallahassee, or Gainesville, Florida, or what have you. And, as a general rule, our rules are very clear here. And most judges don't even want there to be a sense of impropriety. And when they would rule still fairly, if they have an association or you're a member of the UAA board or anything like that, those are commonly reasons that they proactively recuse themselves. All the indications are here. This was a chief judge. It was initially assigned to another judge. That judge would not hear it, and this judge chose to hear it. So I think as long as you've got a judge who wants to go out and to make that ruling, yes, it can happen. I still have a lot of faith in the legal system, and I think most judges, on principle, would want it to be solely based on the merit and the facts and the evidence.
In terms of current student athletes, future student athletes that'll play at the collegiate level, is this anything but a green light saying to them, if you gamble, you will get away with it?
Sure feels that way to me.
Right. Yeah, I can understand it. I think more than anything, we're going to look back, and this might be the impetus to get at least initially some type of federal framework in place, because, I mean, as you can see it, there's nobody that's supporting of this, and obviously, I think average fans don't like it, right? These other ADs don't like it. But I don't even think the players really like it either. I think the overwhelming majority of young college athletes are not betting on their own teams, have abstained from going out, and doing that. And I think this wouldn't be good 20 years ago, but now that you can bet with your phone and in your pocket, you know what I'm saying? And all of these things are important. And I loved what you were saying as I was driving in, Frank. He does have an addiction, right? He does have a problem. The last thing he needs to be doing is playing football,
Correct.
right? Like to work through that. But if you could take that and, make it a teaching point, if he goes out and speaks on it, but, I think allowing him to play, given this overwhelming amount of evidence, really isn't in anyone's best interest,
So you think, so the NCAA has appealed it. Based on what you said to us, your gut is, because people know the importance of the timing of this, you think there's a chance that the appeal is granted. Now, are they appealing, meaning get rid of the injunction, or are they appealing, move the hearing up?
Right. No. They're appealing the entry of the injunction.
Okay.
And I don't know enough. One of the big things on legal standards is when something is what we call de novo, right? So what it means is and I don't know this, under the Texas law or looking at it, but you can have a review where you take everything and all the evidence, and a new judge can give a completely new ruling on that. Okay. And, or somebody has to go, and what you have to appeal is to show that the judge really did something improper. It was an abuse of discretion or what have you. You probably got an opportunity either way, but no, it would be for the injunction. Because what you got to remember is you can go and seek an injunction and file a lawsuit, and your injunction could be denied, and then it could be flipped, and they'd say, well, here's the bad news, Brendan, your trial's not till February, and he wouldn't get to play now, but you could still have your day in court, okay? And so what they would appeal is whether or not the injunction was properly put into place. And, as a general rule, you got to have something really wrong in the record. Well, here, assuming all that evidence is there, and we know that he's admitted to it, that's really strong evidence. And this is the type of thing that should be overturned on appeal. As a college football fan, I hope it is. And as a trial lawyer, I hope it is, because it's just not right.
Well, let me ask you from an expectation standpoint. Hayes and I had the conversation yesterday. I think somehow, some way, he's not going to play. That it's been so egregious that the pushback has been so loud, and there's been so much volume to it. Hastings, he said yesterday he thinks he's going to get away with it. He's going to be on the field. From a legal standpoint, not a college football fan, you're an attorney and a very good one. Legally, do you think the legal system will find a way to stop this? Do you think he will play or not?
Legally, I wish I knew more about the timing of the appeal, right? Because I think the appellate process quickly plays out. That I think that they could find that the injunction, was on weak grounds, factually, what have you, that there isn't a likelihood of success on the merits, and then it would go down. I still think more than anything, it's going to be the other ADs in the Big 12 that are not going to want this to go forward and say, look, we're all in this together. We've got momentum as it relates. This creates a whole bunch of real problems here.
So they're just going to decide not to do it, not to play him. And do you think legally they can get away with that? Can they legally break the contract? The Houston Texas Tech game, which is week 3, that both teams are under contract to play, and Fox is under contract.
It's a conference game.
Conference game, 8 p.m. start, so it's a primetime game on Fox. Do you think legally they'll be able to pull it off and not play that game when there's all these contracts in place to play it?
Yeah. Oh, why can't the conference say he's ineligible?
Well, I think they can. I think the conference can.
That's what.
But the question we don't know is, and you don't know either because you don't have the contract in front of you. I get it.
Right.
I get that. But I'm just wondering if Texas Tech and Swordsman can say, no, you can't make us ineligible because we've under contract to play. I agree with you. Somehow, some way, they're not going to let this guy play. Whether he bails, they bail. I mean, it's them against the world, man.
Is the appeal heard in like Indianapolis because that's where the NCAA is, or is the appeal heard in Lubbock County by?
No, it's
the next Texas Tech.
The next Texas Tech grad.
It would be typically the appellate courts go over a number of counties, right?
Oh, okay.
So for years we were in the 1st District Court of Appeal. We're now in the 5th District Court of Appeal in Duval, St. John's, Flagler, Volusia, and all of those. So it's most likely an appellate court that oversees multiple counties. But those are distinct, separate judges, and all they do are review these underlying, what we call trial court judgments and orders. So, they're very well versed at that. And, for those reasons, we won't get into the legal minutia, but I do think the listeners would want to know the Diego Pavias and the other cases, those were decided essentially on antitrust grounds, saying that you can't restrain him from going to do that.
Yeah.
With this, and I really wish I had an opportunity to read the injunction, but it was clear that some of the better collegiate writers, had access to it and broke it down. And what I was able to read from the media reports is that they decided it, and this is what I was shocked on, was on contract law on something that we call, third-party beneficiary grounds, which is just really weird. So I'd like to understand a little bit more about that, but I don't see how through contract law you could ever come out to a place of saying that the NCAA wasn't going to get it right, that he had violated these gambling laws. So I can't fathom that would stand up with the appellate courts.
It'll be interesting to see. Great work as always, Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. We'll continue to follow it. It may be Sports and Courts next week too, so we'll find out. Brett, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. More in a moment on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Summer break means the kids are home and your plumbing is working overtime. If something's acting up and backing up, call Duck Duck Rooter. We've got years of experience and honest pricing that's as straightforward as our fixes. With the Summer Splash Plumbing promotion, receive 1 free drain cleaning with any plumbing repair of $500 or more. Fix what's wrong, clear what's clogged, and get back to enjoying your summer.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Top Series 2 Baseball is out this week and continues the celebration of 75 years of Topps in baseball. The big name is White Sox rookie Murakami with his first Topps RC. Find Topps baseball boxes at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
What if your next fun day out costs just $70 to play all day? That's exactly what you get at the Battalion Airsoft Arena, the only indoor airsoft battlefield in Jax. Skip the same old boring entertainment choices and step into real action with your crew. Perfect for birthdays, company team building, graduation parties, or just epic weekend fun. No experience, no problem. The Battalion package includes everything: gun, mask, and ammo with unlimited play. So lock in your mission now at BattalionAirsoftArena.com.
Frank Frangie here with Coach Delaney from Coyle Fencing. For years, your offenses have been putting up a lot of yards and points at Fletcher. I hear Coyle also gains a lot of yards in the fence world.
Yes, Frank. Coyle Fencing has been serving the Jacksonville community and general contractors for 99 years. We fence tens of thousands of commercial and residential yards, all while maintaining an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
99 years?
That's right. Some might call it a dynasty.
To schedule your appointment, visit CoyleJax.com. That's COYLE Jax.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this week and weekend at VyStar Ballpark. Tomorrow is Country Karaoke Night and Coors Light Thirsty Thursday. Friday, they'll light up the night sky with a post-game drone show. And Saturday, join them for a beach bag giveaway courtesy of Ascension St. Vincent's. Followed by Princess Day on Sunday at 2:05. Get your tickets now at jackshrimp.com. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Hayes Carline here with Frank Frangie and JJ LaSelva. JJ, we've got a soccer game Friday night against Paraguay. What are your thoughts? Like, is this dangerous for the U.S.? Like, okay.
Yes. So Paraguay is not going to be a team that has any stars whatsoever, but they play like very defensively stout.
Okay.
So it's going to be like, if we win, it'll probably be like a 1-0, really tough. Like, if you're, obviously we have a lot of casual listeners. Don't expect like a 4-0 rout over here, guys. Be happy if we get our 1-0 victory.
All right. So 1-0, you're going to be very happy
I'll
with
be
that
ecstatic,
result.
and I'll be doing a live post-game show reaction, win, lose, or draw on 1010XL's YouTube page Friday night right after the game.
And I'm sorry, I just jumped in if I got here late, but how good, in your opinion, because you know this stuff, how good is our team compared to past men's teams?
I think I could be, like, talent-wise, the best maybe ever, but that doesn't mean that we're going to go the furthest. So I think collectively, like individually, we have the best talent we've probably ever had. These guys play at really good teams over in Europe, which our old teams used to not do that. So, yeah, I would say talent-wise, probably our best team, but not necessarily. That doesn't mean we're going to get as far as we have ever gotten before.
Do you think this, and I've been wondering about this.
A lot based on the draw and who we end up having to play.
Since it's being played in the Western Hemisphere, And do you sense that people will be going crazy for it like they did other times?
Probably the most we've ever seen.
Even more than 14.
Yeah.
Even more
I
than
would
14.
think like just we'll see.
You go to bars, it'll be
Especially like
crazy.
if on Friday, if we win first game, then yes. I think people are going to be really hyped.
Yeah.
We'll
When would
see.
the
A
second
lot-
game be?
I think it's Thursday. It's like a week almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's like a lot of games in between. A lot of different groups have to go through.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, it's going to be like
Is that
almost a week.
unusual or is
No,
that
that's
normal?
how it
Okay.
is.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you. How excited are you?
I'm really excited.
I mean, you're a
wasn't-
diehard sports fan, not just Miami and the Braves. You're a diehard sports fan.
Yeah,
So where are you on that? Where is this one for you?
You mean just in general the World Cup?
This year, the U.S. national team right now.
I'll take it from a U.S. perspective. I was really low on them up until just honestly like 2 weekends ago. And since the last 2 weeks, we've played in these friendlies against Senegal and Germany, and we have looked really, really dangerous in attack, really good. Like we might have a couple spots in the roster that I don't necessarily love the guy, but I mean, we could go pretty far and do some things in this tournament. So yeah, I'm excited. We're not going to win the thing. We're not going to get to the semifinal or anything crazy like that, but I think we could win the group, and I think we could win a knockout game or two.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I just you remember 14?
Oh, it was sick.
It was insane,
and that was in Brazil, so
Right.
it was easier to watch.
Right.
You know, the times were.
as this will be.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, remember after that, it
was in Russia after that,
and we kept
and
asking
then
the
it was
question.
in Qatar.
Correct, and people kept saying, "Well, because the timing doesn't set up." Well, this is the first time since then that it does.
When you're going to be at home after work with a beer in your hand watching the game.
And I mean, you went. I'm telling you, you go to sports bars back then. It was insane,
Yeah.
packed and crazy, and people dressed. And by the way, patriotism's great, man, and loving this country is great, regardless of how you feel about the politics or whatever. It's still this great country we love, and it's this year we're celebrating 250 years, and there's so much to love about it. I'm not a soccer guy, but I'm getting kind of, and I'm going to listen. By the way, listen to your podcast, read what I can read, follow it when I can follow it.
Yeah, I mean, it's on for a couple of months,
I mean,
basically. You could just tune in and out as you go.
Suzanne and I are going to Banff on Saturday. It's been a bucket lister forever. Banff in Western Canada. So I think we fly at 5, which means I'm probably going to bed at 9. So I don't know if I'll watch, but I'm very intrigued in part because of you. But in part because I think it kind of matters.
And
I'm
one
serious
more
about that.
thing about like the momentum, and you were talking about 2014. It got killed because we didn't even qualify for 2018. So it was like
That's right.
the bars
That's
are
right.
packed. Everyone was super hyped on
That's a
us.
great
and then
point.
all of a sudden, the casuals that don't know anything, you look up 4 years later and you're expecting us, and you're like, wait, we're not even in this?
That's a great point. That is a great. I hadn't even thought about that. But yeah, you get all
That
excited.
was a disaster for the
And then-
Nationals.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So anyway, so we'll see. But I hope. Look, the summer's when you need something like this, right? You and I love baseball, but baseball's long and drawn out in its dog days. Football is off finally. It's the only time of the year college and pro football are off for a while, right? The NBA's coming to a close.
Mm-hmm.
The NHL's coming to a close. The timing couldn't be better for the American sports fan. I mean, it really couldn't. So it'll be interesting to see if it plays out that way. We'll certainly keep an eye on it. We'll take a break. Hayes has headlines after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Feel the roar and chase the wind to victory lane.
Through 3 and 4.
This Sunday at Pocono Raceway.
3 wide for the lead. 1 lap to go.
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on your NASCAR station 1010 XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
From free agency to the draft, training camp to the playoffs, nobody covers the Jags like Jaguars today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony bring the smartest football talk in Duval. Covered by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. If you love your dad or husband, but their garage is a mess, well, I've got good news for you. Closets by Design's Father's Day sale is here. Imagine custom cabinets for tools and beach gear, storage walls that actually organize the chaos, and durable garage flooring that makes the whole space feel brand new. It's the perfect gift for just about any dad. Right now, get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. Make an appointment today to see their garage showroom on Phillips Highway or visit them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
What two vegetables are combined in making succotash?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
In order to make succotash, you'll need dry corn and dry beans. Suffering succotash was made famous by Sylvester the Cat.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while, pal. Where have you been?
Out on the town, every night.
Way to go, Tiger.
Well, it's a bit of a mystery, Jason. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm getting all these Visa gift cards in the mail. I'm spending them as fast as I can, but...
Wait, you're getting random gift cards in the mail?
$25, $100. I'm buying drinks, I'm buying dinner. I don't think I'm cut out to be a social butterfly, Jason.
Pal, those are from our Bueller Air and Plumbing referral program.
They are?
Yeah. If you recommend Bueller Air and Plumbing to a friend or family member and they book us for a service call, we send you a $25 Visa gift card as a thank you. And if we install a new system, we send a $100 gift card.
So if I take a girl out and tell her about Bueller, I might get enough to take another girl out and tell her about Bueller?
I mean, it's not the worst idea you've had.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We've got Frangie and JJ LaSilva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, let's start with Jaguars. Mandatory minicamp practice today, number 2. Brian Thomas Jr. continues to impress.
He was the star of the practice. He's been kind of the star of the minicamp when we've been out there, and even the OTAs. He really did impress, and I'm happy for Brian. And I'm telling you, Brian Thomas Jr. looks fantastic, man. He's going deep balls. He and Trevor are connecting. But part of that's Trevor looking really good, too, now. Trevor's dropped those dimes right on him now on those deep balls. It has been what's looked good. Brian Thomas Jr. has been the star and a well-deserved star of the minicamp. But the passing game has been the star, too, now. They have really thrown it around well. It's been fun to watch, for sure.
Absolutely. Liam Cohen met with reporters again today and was asked again about BTJ's confidence coming back.
The confidence, as you said, number one, to always, you hear it's hard to not hear everything, right? And to also, for himself, I know there was, standards in which he wanted to improve upon. And so the fact that he's just come out here and work his ass off, having a great attitude, like after every play, communication with either myself or Trevor or EB or Grant, whatever it is, and then making the plays. Like, that is something that you cannot simulate in routes on air. You cannot simulate that type of confidence until you do it in practice. Like, it's just, there's nobody that I've known as a player that just can only turn it on in a game. Like, the whole gamer thing, like, I don't fully believe in that. I believe in guys elevate their play to go play in a game, absolutely. But the confidence of the connection and chemistry that they're building, that's real.
I can tell you, if he plays like Brian Thomas 2 years ago and Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington and play like they play, good luck. Good luck defending that.
And the tight ends.
And certainly Brenton Strange, who's evolving into one of the real good tight ends in the league. And there's some, I'm just telling you, this is, again.
And what if they figure out the screen game? I mean, literally, they got nothing out of the screen game last year.
June, I know it's June 10th, and I know they're playing against each other, and I know no one's hitting anybody, but it sure was fun to watch. It really, really was.
I think it helps, too, with Brian Thomas Jr. that you do have Liam Cohen back and Grant Udisky back and Edgar Bennett back. I mean, that is a lot of strong, just obviously the familiarity with the scheme, but also just, I'm sure Brian Thomas Jr. by this point has a really strong connection with those
Everybody knows everybody. That's what you didn't have last year is there was a lot of newness. Now everybody knows everybody. Great point.
Let's get to around the NFL. Colts receiver Alec Pierce likely will miss a portion of training camp and maybe even more as he recovers from ankle surgery in March, telling reporters he may be ready in 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, and I will tell you that's a big one because they spent a lot of money. Keeping him was a big deal because there was a lot of interest, and straight ahead speed is his thing, man. He can really run, and so if anything hampers his ability to run go routes, that changes not only him, but that changes the Colts. Look, the Colts like where they are. They feel like Daniel Jones has made a very quick recovery. They feel like he's their guy. They worked hard to keep Pierce. They quietly think they've got something. So we'll remember they started out great last year. So they quietly think they have something. So we'll see if they're right or not. But an injury to Pierce would change that.
The Kansas City Chiefs have reworked the deal of quarterback Patrick Mahomes. The deal will pay Mahomes $504.75 million through 2033.
$500 million.
Isn't that amazing? JJ and I we just love the 0.75.
Yeah.
I mean, the 0.75 would be fantastic for us.
It.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to split it.
Yeah.
And then, but Patrick, it's well deserved. Obviously, he's one of many Super Bowls, but 504 before he even gets to the 0.75.
We have a quarterback, a player in sports, who just got guaranteed $500 million. I mean, think about that for a second. $500 million. $500 million with a B.
He's got $200 million more to make up for it against Ohtani, though.
Goodness. Yeah, that's right.
It's incredible. Let's get it to college football. Texas Tech athletic director Kirby Hocutt defends the school's decision to play Brendan Sorsby this coming season.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed for them. It's the point now. He gambled on his team. It doesn't matter what else you say. It doesn't matter how long the conversation goes. Kirby knows better than that. Whether he's been instructed by Cody Campbell, his big booster, or his president to take that position. Cody Hocutt's been all around. He's been in Miami. He's been here. He's been there. Kirby Hocutt knows better than that. It's an embarrassment the way Texas Tech is lining up behind this issue, Hayes. And I get it. I've said it 3 days in a row now. You're not Texas. You're not Oklahoma. You're not even A&M or Arkansas. You're the littlest of brothers. I get it. But this is an embarrassing chapter. Read the room, man. It's an embarrassing chapter in Texas Tech history.
No doubt about it. Let's get it to the NBA. Game 4 tonight at 8:30 on ABC. The Knicks, a 2.5-point favorite. Who do you guys like?
I think the Knickerbockers are going to win and get it to 3-1. I liked the Spurs the other day, and they won. I don't think they win back-to-back. I think the Knicks, I said this yesterday, JJ, I think they calmed down a little bit. There was so much hysteria. The president was there and $20,000 tickets and every celebrity in the first home playoff game in forever. I think that all got into their ecosystem, if you will, and I think it's all calmed down a little bit. I think they'll play more like the Knicks have been playing in the postseason in this game.
I disagree. I think the Spurs really figured something out by just throwing the ball to Wemby in the post. I know that sounds simple and stupid, but I think finally someone got to Castle and the other guards and were like, you guys aren't the heroes of the team, okay? There is a guy over here that is. Give him the damn ball. I think we're going to see history tonight and the first teams to ever win the first 4 games on the road in the NBA Finals. I would love that.
What do you think?
Well, I'm 0-3 picking in the finals, so
Right.
I'm going to take the Knicks tonight because I want to see it even at 2. So give me the Knicks, and I'll say the Knicks don't cover. I'll say Knicks by 2.
Oh.
So I think
that.
very good game. Let's get to college basketball. Thomas Houck met with reporters yesterday in Gainesville. Probably the leader in the clubhouse to possibly win the Naismith Award, certainly SEC Player of the Year. Thomas Houck will have more hype than probably any player in college basketball. He says, Frank, it's national title or bust. That's why I came back.
Yeah, when we get closer and closer to basketball season, the enormous pressure on them to win the national title or be looked at as having a failed season will be unlike anything we've ever seen. The amount of players that everybody knows that have had a great deal of success, that look and feel the part that they have on this one basketball team, size and athleticism and the ability, and is there enough shooting? That's the question we're all going to ask. The enormous expectations will be the storyline, really, all fall and early winter. Can Florida live up to it?
Let's get to Major League Baseball. The Braves lost to the White Sox 6-5 in 10 innings last night. I want to hear from Braves future general manager J.J. LaSelva because I saw he was pretty hot on Twitter on a couple of fronts with the Braves. So please, the floor is yours.
Well, even worse than the Braves losing last night, which, by the way, shout out to the White Sox kid. I forget his name, but he literally was making his Major League debut and hit a walk-off 2-run home run with 2 outs, team down by 1. But the Braves last night also lost star Ronald Acuna again to a pulled hamstring. They just put him on the DL for the second time this season with the exact same injury. You can't re-sign the guy. I know it sounds insane if you're the Braves, but when he becomes a free agent after this season, he's always hurt.
This is the last year of his deal?
No.
Oh.
He has like one more after this,
Gotcha,
like a club option.
Yeah,
but
but
all the word
getting
is
close.
on the street, exactly, that if you're going to re-sign him, you have to do it like now.
Right.
It's just like injury after injury with this guy. I don't know anything about, I'm not a doctor, but it's like, does he take his body seriously enough? I don't know. And I'm not talking about the ACL tears. Those are freak injuries. But it's been a problem with the hamstring like 5 or 6 times over the last 2 seasons. And it's too much, man. It's a month at a time every single time.
Yeah, I would say this to you as a non-Braves fan. I hear everything you're saying. I would enjoy this one. He's going to, if I was there, not that you need my help in telling you how to root for the Braves, but boy, if I was a Braves fan, I would enjoy this summer.
Yeah, but he's going to cost $600 million or $500 million. It's
worry
going to
about
be
that
too
then.
much for us.
Worry about it then. Right now, enjoy the rings.
We won a ring without him.
Yeah. Well, good point. But
he was hurt.
But I would enjoy the goggles and the champagne and all that because I think that's where they're headed.
I hope.
Let's get into walk-off charities. We've got an auction going on. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, thanks for asking about it. We, as I was explaining to people, what we did with our auction this year, rather than have it available a month before the tournament, and by the time the golfers get there and see all the stuff laid out, the $400 entry bid is now $1,500. We wanted the golfers to see it first, but I want everybody to see it. We got so many great items. Hayes. Speaking of Ronald Acuna, the framed Acuna jersey is fantastic. It's beautiful.
And you're going to want to get it because it might be the last time you see him in a Braves uniform.
The framed Trevor jersey, the Blake Bortles jersey, the Travis Hunter jersey. For the Gator, Jogs, and Seminole fans, Charlie Ward, Fred Taylor, Brock Bowers, all their jerseys. Let's see which one of those fetches the most. That part's been kind of fun. 4 tickets to the opener, Jags and Browns plus parking, Jumbo Shrimp Suite, and throwing out the first pitch. Braves batting practice, and there's so many stuff. And tickets to the game. Same with the Rays. It's really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Every time you bid, you're helping. Every time you bid, even if you don't wind up getting it, because that means somebody else bid higher. Every time you bid, you're helping a little kid play baseball. So please go to walkoffcharities.com and bid for some of those great items. Thank you for asking about
Sure thing. Fantastic stuff. Let's get into soccer. JJ, tell us about the podcast, but I also have a question. Give us the USA starts World Cup play Friday night at 9 against Paraguay. Give us a couple guys to watch on the U.S. side that might not be household names yet, but with a monster World Cup could certainly be that in the next couple months.
I'll give you our striker. His name is Balogun. So he plays in France. He's a big, tall guy. All he cares about is scoring goals. He's like a very selfish striker. I love those kind of guys. They call them poachers. Like, I'm going to be in front of the net and just send me the crosses. And hopefully he scores a lot of goals. One more guy, Weston McKennie. Everybody, they're going to grow to love this guy. He plays in Italy. He's, I think he's from Texas, maybe something like that. He's like a Southern, real laid-back, cool guy. And he's one of our most important midfielders. So watch out for those two. And obviously, you'll know the Pulisic, of course.
Yep. Right. Good stuff. Appreciate it. Let's get to the PGA Tour. The Canadian Open is this week. We've got Koepka, Fleetwood, Matt Fitzpatrick, Morikawa, and Wyndham Clark in the field. So no Scheffler, no Rory as they get ready for the U.S. Open next week. But still several big names there, and it'll be exciting to see if any of them can generate some momentum before they get to Shinnecock.
It really is interesting to see which guys choose to play one more time and which guys say, no, I'm going to start thinking about Shinnecock right now. So it's interesting, isn't it, the different strategies and philosophies that people have. But yeah, every week, there's so many good players now. Every Sunday afternoon, you have a chance for great drama, which is really cool.
Let's get to the NHL. Carolina evens the series at 2 with a 5-3 win over Las Vegas. It was an incredible game again. One of the best goals you'll ever see in terms of the game winner. The guy was like on his stomach and just sort of flipped it in. But really good Stanley Cup Finals going on.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I haven't gotten caught up in it at all. But as I tell you every time you bring it up, the hockey people act like this has been a really good postseason. And even those two small market, no-name teams, if you will, a good series for sure.
Absolutely. We will get you out with today's musical nugget of the day, because on this date, 19 years ago, back in 2007, The Sopranos finale aired. The series ended with this classic playing, and it just propelled Journey's Don't Stop Believing back into the mainstream and exposed it to a whole new generation of fans. The song came out in 1981, and it was an anthem for sure. But in 2007, with that finale, that show was so monstrous, and that finale so controversial, Don't Stop Believing was right back high up on the charts because of The Sopranos.
I got to tell you, as the anthems go, whether it's Piano Man or Rocket Man or Bohemian Rhapsody, or this is right up there, man.
It's good.
I mean, as anthems go now,
yeah,
Don't Stop is high on the anthem list.
Yeah.
It really is.
It'd be a strong 2 seed.
It really would. There's no question. Well done as always. Hour 2 is next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
A singer in a smoky room. A smell of wine and cheap perfume.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Right now at Beard's Diamonds, pay $0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Yes, you heard it right. That $12,000 designer engagement ring is yours for just $200 a month. This makes everything affordable. How about a $6,000 diamond eternity band, just $100 a month? Say goodbye to high interest rates. Get the relief you deserve at Beard's Diamonds. But hurry, this incredible offer ends June 30th and will not be extended. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, only $50 a month? Make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 down and 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let the non-commission experts at Beard's help you find the perfect piece of jewelry and take advantage of our best financing offer ever. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center, Jacksonville's premier locally owned jeweler. Shop now and enjoy 0 interest financing for 5 years. Hurry, this amazing offer ends June 30th. On approved credit, some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Dan Hicken.
I saw you on the dance floor. You move pretty good.
Jeff Prosser.
I really just got lucky. I was more in the zone than anything else.
Mornings.
It was the booze dancing.
On 1010XL.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Bari here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Bari Orthopedics today or visit bariorthopedics.com.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Today's restaurant of the day is Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King. It's White Meat Wednesday, so get the Flame Broiler for $2 off a white regular meat chicken bowl or plate. Available in-store only today at any of the 5 Flame Broiler locations.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
My name is Savannah, and I was looking for a way to track my fitness results in a tangible way. I chose DexaFit Jacksonville because I wanted real, measurable results. After one quick DEXA scan, I knew my exact body fat, muscle mass, visceral fat, and even bone density. No guessing, just data. It gave me a clear baseline so I can now set my goals and track my progress with a lot of confidence. If you want real insight into your body, I highly recommend DexaFit Jacksonville. Book your scan today at jacksonville.dexafit.com.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
I'm Tom Champion with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Battalion Airsoft Arena. NBA Finals. The Spurs have a chance to even the series against the Knicks in Game 4 tonight at Madison Square Garden. And it's the Jumbo Shrimp and Gwinnett at the baseball grounds tonight at 7:05. It's 84 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
My friends from Coyle & Sons, they're the best fence company around, I promise you that. Gosh, they've done so much. They're about to do even more work at our Reagan Baseball Complex. We kind of rebuilt some of the facilities. Boy, I trust them. Residential fencing or commercial, you name it. Coyle & Sons is the name to know. You really can trust them. Folks, it's now time for the big thing of the day, brought to you by Big Chief Tire, 6 locations around town, now offering the Extra Mile program, a simple way to say thanks for trusting them with your car. What do you get for the Extra Mile program? Well, $10 off every oil change, free tire rotations and balancing for the life of the tires, free tire repairs, free air pressure, you name it, they've got it, in free vehicle inspections. That's the big thing of the day. It's brought to you by Big Chief. You can find them online at WeKeepJacksRolling.com. The big thing nationally is the NBA Finals. We'll talk again about that in a moment. But I think the big thing of the day right here, I'm going to say it again. We started the program with it. Brian Thomas Jr. was so good at practice today. We're a Jaguar town. We're not an NBA town necessarily. We're a Jaguars town. And I will tell you, Hayes, it caught. We all of our jaws were dropping and how good number 7 looked, and that was an awful lot of fun to see.
Imagine how much fun it's going to be in training camp. Pads are on, and there's BTJ versus Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
how good is, I mean, you want to talk, I'm sorry, I almost stole your line there. But I mean, that is going to be remarkable to see that matchup. Because I have a sense with Brian Thomas Jr. that when he's right, he stays right for a while. And when it's bad for a while. Like there's certain athletes where it's like, if they're sizzling, it stays. And if they're not playing well, it lingers. So the fact that he's been so consistent over the 4 practices that the media has been able to watch, and the fact that Liam at no point in time has thrown any kind of water on this at all. A coach could easily say, well, you guys haven't been out here for the whole time. We are encouraged, but, Brian still has, things that we want him to work on, consistency. You're not hearing any of that from Liam. I mean, everything that Liam is saying about Brian Thomas Jr. is of the utmost praise. So it's a great sign. But it also starts to you think about Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. breaking the huddle offensively at the same time, which is going to be extraordinary. But boy, those matchups in training camp,
a lot of fun.
When Hunter is on Brian Thomas Jr., that will be sensational.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see. I can't wait to see Travis Hunter on the field, playing whatever side of the ball they have him on that day. I'll say this: he does 2 things. He does look thicker up top.
He does.
He looks like he's bigger and thicker. Yeah, he looked awfully thin last year, and he does look like. And they said he's really worked hard in the weight room to that end, for that to be the case. And I will say this, man. And Liam and I talked about this when I had him on a couple weeks ago. Boy, oh boy, he is chomping at the bit, isn't he? He's listening to huddle calls. He's running. He can't participate yet, but man, you can see that dude is chomping at the bit. He's like sort of lining up, but not lining up. He's like lining up behind whoever is lined up. I mean, he's excited to play. 2 or 3 other things I didn't even get to earlier that I'll get to now because we talked so much about Brian Thomas. I will tell you this: they look athletic. Even the linemen look athletic. I said it yesterday. Branson Combs can really run. I said, let me reiterate it. Keep an eye on 50. I really think keep an eye on 50. He can run. I'm trying to watch Caleb Ransaw some. Can't tell much yet. You weren't there today, but you've been there most days. Could you tell me? I can't tell much about 27 yet. I'm trying to, but I know they have such high expectations and hopes for him.
And a part of that too is I think with Eric Murray might be the most underrated Jaguar on the team.
That's such a good point.
I mean, so
a really good player.
He's reliable. Obviously, had battled through the neck injury last year, but when he's out there, he's a playmaker. He's reliable. Liam said it when he was asked about him yesterday. He's incredibly violent, which is obviously what you want. And Antonio Johnson's coming off a year in which every time you looked up, he was intercepting a pass. So the good thing about Ransaw, at least, is it seems like they have the luxury of sort of bringing him along slowly, or if his development is not, pedal to the metal, they're, I think, still in really good shape at safety. But it will be interesting to see if Ransaw does start to push. But I think it's going to be really tough. I mean, I don't view those 2 safety spots as being very open in terms of a window for Caleb Ransaw to go through. I mean, he might be the 3rd safety, and play in those looks.
Right.
But I mean, I think you're looking at if those 2 starting safeties are healthy from last year, I think they're not coming off the field.
Well, 2 things. Number one, I completely agree. I thought Antonio Johnson and Eric Murray are a really good combination. I'm with you on that. Here's the good thing. If Caleb Ransaw does beat him out, that means he had a hell of a camp. That means he it's not like there's an open job and they're waiting for him to fill it. That's your point. I totally agree with that. The secondary is interesting to me. I'm very interested to watch all those guys. Again, I'm very interested to see the way the cornerback in the nickel play out. I assume if they played it not if they played today because Travis Hunter's not healthy, but I'm going to guess that when they play, it'll be Travis Hunter and Monteric Brown outside and Jordan Lewis inside. Let's just assume that's right for a second. That leaves Jarian Jones, who every time I see him, he looks better. That leaves a good player. Christian Bradswell, by the way, is getting a lot of reps too, but it leaves Jarian Jones, who I think is a very good player, not necessarily in the first group. I mean, so that's how you're good, Hayes, is when you have really good players who aren't starting the game. if let's say Cole Van Lannon comes back and he's a starting left tackle, and that means Walker Little's not with the starting group, they might have a better group of non-starters than they've ever had. I mean, as far as the grouping of non-starters,
I think you can't debate it. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the depth that they have built, because normally you've got, you hope your starters are all pretty good, and then you sort of resign yourself to it's probably going to be a horror show once you get beyond that, for the most part. But yeah, I mean, the offensive line, they've got incredible depth. I would agree with you in the secondary. I think they've got the potential. Really, the only spot where I think the depth is just non-existent is at edge. But that, again, they've got 4 young players there that, might end up taking a huge step forward. But yeah, to your point, I mean, if Walker Little is a swing tackle, which is probably where it's going to land, well, he's clearly the best swing tackle in the NFL by a wide margin.
Sure, with Philo, yeah.
I mean, you can. There just aren't that many, even
it's hard to have 3 good
tackles.
It's
right?
hard to have 3 good tackles.
Yeah, I would be stunned if there's a team that's got their swing tackle is a better player than Walker Little.
All right, so one last one last mandatory mini camp. The fans got to go today. The media will be there tomorrow. I won't be there, by the way. I've got stuff that I've got to get done tomorrow, so personal stuff, so I won't be there. So I've kind of seen my last one until training camp. One last day. What are your expectations as they hit the field tomorrow?
Yeah, I would think more situational stuff. From what I understand, doing Duval rundown with O'Halloran, they did a lot of red zone, and the defense really sort of carried that portion of it. And then you saw Trevor and BTJ light it up in terms of the downfield. The downfield passing, the emphasis on that is critical to each one of these because it was lacking last year. For all their offensive success, it really is amazing that they weren't more quick strike. And that is, Liam is said from the outset of this offseason is that is a top priority, and it's good to see that is forming already. They have definitely planted the seed and given it a lot of good early water, and hopefully it will blossom into a beautiful flower as we get into October, November, and beyond, and hopefully a playoff run. So I think that you want to continue to see that. So again, there's only so much you can get out of these anyway because of their structure. So, yeah, I mean, to me, it's Trevor Lawrence being decisive, distributing the ball, to all of his weapons, which I think he's done a really nice job of. But I would think situational, whether it's it seemed like they did a lot of red zone today. Will they do that tomorrow maybe, or maybe it'll just be more 2-minute, where you put them in situations, 47 seconds on the clock, you're at the 45 and you got to score a touchdown and it's, you're starting at 3rd and 8. Those things are always a lot of fun when they put them into specific situations and they're running the clock and having to burn timeouts and things like that.
All right, we'll take a break. Let's get it back to some basketball. Big game tonight in the Big Apple. We'll discuss it after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Starting from scratch. This was my team. The historical significance of starting something.
1010XL.
It was my team.
Home of the Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 9-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Trust me, I know this. I've been dealing with Nimnick forever, and they really are that good. For 3 generations, Nimnick's been the place customers keep coming back to. Customers like me, treating you right, giving the most back to our community, more choices and better prices. It's just the best place to buy cars, and I can promise you that. So who gives you the best experience when you're buying a car? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
In the heart of Gator Nation, a voice rises above the roar of the swamp. Take Time Out with Patrick Young, Friday mornings at 8:30, tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here, and Big Chief Tire makes it easier than ever to get the tires you need with the Big Chief credit card. No annual fee, low monthly payments, and great promotional financing. Plus, you get free flat repairs and rotations, and right now, $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. I love how simple they make everything. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to apply for the credit card and get the tires you need today. That's Big Chief Tire.
Hey, it's Joe C. Wingstop just dropped the boneless meal deal for two. 20 boneless wings, choice of 4 flavors, a large fry, and 2 dips. All for only $16.99. Limited time. And while you're crushing that deal, get in the Club Wingstop loyalty program. 10 points for every single dollar you spend. Sign up now at 1010xl.com/Wingstop. I'm locked in. You need to be too. Wingstop, baby. Get the deal and get in the club. Bonus meal deal for 2 and Club Wingstop. Limited time only at Wingstop.
Hacker here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You know, the summer is here. In fact, I'm out on a little vacation right now with my family, and that's one of the great things about Awaken 180 Weight Loss. I'll talk about the coaching you get on Awaken 180. You know, some weight loss programs, what do, right? They just send you some shots. They say, all right, work it out. They send you an appetite suppressant, some sort of pill. All right, you're on your own. Not Awaken 180. You talk with your coach. Like my coach, Kate, every time I was on vacation, every time I had a family get together, we worked up a plan. We worked up something for me to follow, and then I would get right back on the program when I returned from vacation. It's one of the great things about Awaken 180 Weight Loss, and it's why I lost over 100 pounds. It's the best weight loss program I was ever on. They know life happens, but they work with you, and it's great. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Attention golfers. The all-new Back 9 Golf Lakewood is now open with free hour demos, discounts on founding memberships, 24-hour access, and you can even bring your own food and drinks. University in San Jose, Back 9 Golf Lakewood.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus, straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it, too.
We sure appreciate our friends from Coyle & Sons. Guys, they do a fantastic job. You can call them at 904-356-4821. CoyleJax.com is the website. COYLE Jax, JAX.com. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline. JJ LaSelva with you. Tonight in the Garden, Spurs and Knicks. Spurs trying to get it to 2 games apiece. Knicks trying to make it 3-1 as they head back to San Antone, as it were. Keys to the game tonight. If you're a Knicks fan, and if you're a Hayes Carline Loser Monday fan, but really if you're a Knicks fan, Karl Anthony Towns has got to be a bigger factor on so many ways. Number one, he's got to defend Wemby, which he had success doing early on in the series. Number two, I do think the offense is better. It doesn't go through him because the offense built around Brunson. But when he gets early touches, they seem to be better. Have you gotten that sense? They seem to be better when OG Anunoby's played really well of late. But I get the feeling that when Towns touches it more early, they're a better offense.
Yeah, I would say that's a great point. Karl Anthony Towns absolutely needs to have a huge game tonight, both on both ends of the floor. I think a big key tonight is the officiating. We used to see Phil Jackson work the refs beautifully in NBA Finals. He'd complain, and then the next game he'd get all the calls, whether it was with the Bulls or the Lakers, and the Knicks have been very adamant about they felt like the free throw discrepancy was way out of balance in Game 3. The Garden is going to be I think tonight is where you're really going to see it because there's none of the security that they had to have in place for President Trump being there. So I think you're going to see like the Garden
and probably
like,
more
explode.
Real fans as opposed to like the celebrities.
Right. So
every single like inch of their TV was a celebrity. It got exhausting.
So there's just a human element to officiating. And I give these guys a ton of credit for it's an impossible job. You got these world-class athletes moving so fast. But I would think with the crowd and with how game 3 went and the public criticism, my guess is the Knicks get an awful lot of calls tonight. I would not be surprised if this is a game where again, to his credit, he plays what I don't think I've seen Wemby get in foul trouble. Like since I started watching the Spurs in the playoffs, which granted was probably 3 weeks ago.
He did in an OKC game. Remember game 7 or 6? But he played like the last 5 minutes with 5 fouls. He was spectacular.
Oh, that's right. That's a good call. Yep. So, I mean, it's happened once. But for being so young and being as big as he is, it feels like he's gotten a very generous whistle. And the other part to that, too, is the refs have seen it for 2 days. I mean, he clearly shoves Brunson in the back of the head.
And they didn't get
anything called on it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big key tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if New York gets a favorable whistle.
That's a great point because by now, how many times have you seen that? How many times have we all seen that
I was surprised they didn't, in retrospect, go back and give him a flagrant.
A lot of people thought they were going to.
It clearly was. I mean, I love the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Wemby. I love watching him play. But come on, you can't full extension shove a guy in the back of the head like he did. He even hit his own guy.
Yeah.
He was so out of control, he hit Castle in the face.
And I think nobody, whether it was officials at the game or whether it's league officials, nobody wants to be the guy that possibly jeopardizes this mega star, this rock star playing in a finals game.
And they've wanted it to be rough, like that. You could tell this entire finals they've wanted it to be, kind of violent and not violent, but NBA
physical,
violent.
yeah.
Yes, physical. And even like Richard Jefferson has been clutching his pearls like every single game about, all right, guys, we got to start blowing the whistle here. Listen, I understand that the Knicks. The free throw discrepancy was crazy last game. But honestly, I watched on Twitter every single call that went for San Antonio. They were all fouls. So I do think they're going to call more fouls when San Antonio is on defense, though. Like you said, like to even it up more. I don't think they're necessarily going to let Wemby get pulled on and yanked on like he has been. They're still going to end up calling that. But to Karl Anthony Towns, you said, remember game 1 in the first quarter when he just went off? Like you said, he has to start fast. He had those two, took Wemby to the bucket twice, and everyone's like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe he took him off the dribble like that. I think we do see more of Cat like that. Yeah. And we need him, the Knicks need him to score in the fourth quarter, which he has yet to do the entire series.
Yeah, I think, look, the Knicks the reality is they're one great player and a bunch of guys who are playing well. That's what they are. They're one great player and a bunch of guys. And you can say the same thing about the Spurs too, by the way. And the league's kind of gone that way in recent years, obviously. But I think the Knicks are going to win. But I think it's going to be he's got to have some help. He's got it'll be.
You think we're due for a blowout?
Yeah,
I mean, every game's been so nip and tuck.
I don't think we're headed there.
I think it's a good game.
I don't.
Neither one play lights out on offense where they could just hit 1,000 threes we'll see. I just don't see a blowout coming either, especially not tonight.
Yeah, I don't sense.
I think it would be the Knicks if it happens.
Yes.
The Knicks blowing out the Spurs.
Agreed.
But to your point, the Spurs are so young,
and they're so good on defense.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It seems like they're almost blowout proof.
Mm-hmm. And they don't know any better,
right? And so I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I do too. And I can tell you this. If the Spurs win, well, then all of a sudden,
can you imagine the pressure?
Yeah, because
after 50 years, you basically were like, "Oh, we won."
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
The Knicks have kind of really not, despite what Stephen Dolan was. The Knicks have pretty much, or James Dolan, the Knicks have pretty much had no pressure because they're the Knicks.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden they put pressure on themselves
by being so good and winning the first two.
Correct, and now all of a sudden,
can you win 13 straight games? in the playoffs and not win the title.
Yeah, right. Well,
I mean,
and then lose 4 in a row.
Can that happen?
Yeah. I think the Knicks win tonight, though. I think the Knicks are going to win tonight.
And if they win tonight, don't you guys think it's over?
Yes, because they will still get a game 6 in the Garden.
And and by the way, if they win tonight, I do think San Antonio wins
5,
which is Saturday, I think.
Yes,
and then Tuesday,
and then the Knicks close it out in 6.
Then I think the Knicks close it out in 6. So I think that's kind of how it's going to go. But it'll be a good one tonight. Now, I mean, it has been. I'll give them credit. I'll give the league credit. This is for even the NBA. This has been really good.
What did you hear about the ratings?
No.
So Game 3 was the highest rated Game 3 since 1998, which obviously was Jordan versus Utah.
I believe it.
Yeah, I thought you were about to give us a bad number.
No,
that's a great number.
I had not heard that, but I believe it.
I believe it too.
It has star value.
And it's got the Knicks.
I mean, I don't really care about the NBA. I mean, for me, a scale of 1 to 10, the NBA in general, for me, it's a 2.5 out of 10.
Right.
But I'm completely locked into this.
And I think people are. I really do. So, all right, let's take a break. I got a comment about college softball. Believe it or not. That's next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Summer's a great time for 1010XL, so turn up the heat and stay cool with 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Something amazing is happening right now at Beards Diamonds. Now, for a limited time, you can pay 0 down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Yeah, Hicken here. You heard it right. That's $12,000 designer engagement ring, yours now for $200 a month. That makes everything affordable. How about a $6,000 diamond eternity band, $100 a month? Say goodbye to high interest rates. Get the relief you deserve at Beards Diamonds. But hurry, this incredible offer ends at the end of the month, June 30th, and will not be extended. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, $50 a month? Make any purchase, spread your payments over 5 years with 0 down and 0 interest financing. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, colored gemstone jewelry. Let the non-commissioned experts at Beards help you find the perfect piece of jewelry. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center, Jacksonville's premier locally owned jeweler. Shop now and enjoy 0 interest financing for 5 years. Hurry, this amazing offer ends June 30th. Shop local. Shop Beards Diamonds.
Spring means wings. That's right. The Spring Wing Fest is happening right now at Bono's Barbecue. Frank Frangie here. Bono's wings are the best around, and now they've got 2 new flavors, garlic, parm, and lemon pepper. Head to Bono's today and get 6 wings and a side for $10.99 or a 10-wing basket for just $15.99. But hurry, the deal ends June 30th. To find the Bono's near you, head to bonosbarbq.com. That's bonosbarbq.com. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hacker here for Cornerstone Interior Solutions. If your AC is working overtime every summer, your insulation may be the problem. Homeowners and builders across Northeast Florida are calling Cornerstone to upgrade to spray foam insulation. It seals homes, crawl spaces, garages, blocking in cool air and blocking out heat. So your home stays cooler, your system runs easier, and your energy bills stay under control. Don't wait for peak heat. Visit CornerstoneInteriorSolutions.com.
ET here for Encore Research. What if the next medical breakthrough started with you? Clinical research volunteers play a vital role in helping doctors better understand diseases and develop future treatments. This summer, discover how participating in a clinical research study can advance medical breakthroughs while empowering you to take an active role in your own healthcare journey. Are you ready to learn? Check them out at EncoreDocs.com. Together, we're building a healthier future for Jacksonville.
He's our big hitter.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus.
He tackles Jags talk from a middle linebacker's point of view. Fridays on 1010XL. Protected by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Some auto shops love giving your wallet a flush every time you visit. Not AA Automotive. They fix only what needs fixing, nothing more. Honest, fast, and fair. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, our golden moment today, Brian Thomas Jr. provided it early in the morning. He had the practice that we're all talking about. Everybody was buzzing about it. My buddy Pete Prisco was in town talking about it. Everybody out there was talking about it, all the media members, and I know the fans were buzzing about it. Again, it's only one practice. It's June 10th. They don't play till September. I get it. You're 3 months before there's a football game, but it was good to see. It was good to see the offense flying around the way it was, and it was fun talking about it today, which is what made that the golden moment on the show today. A great moment with Brett Hastings as well, but I think everyone's kind of buzzing about Brian Thomas Jr. I want to make a point about college softball. I think college softball is totally unique in this way. So, and I hope I'm saying the name right. Issa Torres, if I'm saying it right, Issa Torres is the great player from FSU that entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, like National Player of the Year.
National Player of the Year. I mean, I saw a stat from her that, do you realize she had hits in 16 straight at-bats?
Wow.
16 straight at-bats.
Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio?
She hit 560.
Can somebody throw one up and in?
Yeah. She hit 560. Also, another FSU player, Jasani Beecham, went to the portal. She hit 37 home runs in her 4 years there. Cassidy Pickering, I apologize not knowing the name right.
I thought you were going to say in like 40 at-bats.
No. Yeah, Cassidy Pickering from Oklahoma. I don't follow college softball, who hit 20 home runs this year at 370s in the portal. So I got thinking about this. And I felt a little bit this way about Denzel Aberdeen last year in the Florida basketball player. There's not money in women's professional softball. There's none. I think there is a league. I think Jenny Finch helped start a league a couple years ago, if I remember right. But there's no money.
No.
So if you are...
And no endorsements.
Yeah, correct. That's a good point. There's no salary money or ancillary dollars. So if you're Issa Torres, as much as Florida State might hate to see her leave, and as much as Oklahoma hates to see Pickering leave, they're apparently the two best players in college softball. I really will applaud these girls. They've played softball their whole life. If you're this good, you've been playing since you were 3 years old. You've been playing on travel softball teams. You've been playing on the best high school softball team. And in a year, you're gonna have to go make a living. I mean, this is it now. This is the last moment, I would think. It's not like women's professional golf, where if you're great, you go make a bunch of money. Women's professional tennis, you go make a bunch of money. This is no matter how good you are, this is probably it in terms of making money from your athletic endeavors, which you've spent the last 15, 20 years honing it. I think every college softball player should go to the portal and become a free agent and take the most money you can get. I thought about that. The girl that came from Stanford and went to Texas Tech and got $1 million. Now, I have no idea what kind of money is out there for most women's softball players, but I think, and I kind of felt this way about Denzel Aberdeen a little bit. Denzel Aberdeen is probably not an NBA player. The way he plays this year maybe is, but he's probably not an NBA player. And I hate to see him because he was a big part of that Florida national championship team, and I hate to see him leave. But if he went and got $2 million, which at the time, now everyone's getting 4 and 5, whatever.
Right.
But if he went and got $2 million,
it's big money.
If Florida was offering him $750,
right?
Good for him.
That's a life-changing difference.
Correct. And again, if you're not playing in the NBA, and he may or may not, but if you're not making money in sports, in the softball, the female softball players are not making money, unless I'm missing something. There's not an avenue for them to make big money with their athletic. This is it, man. Go to that. Go become a free agent. Get as much as you can. Hopefully, a Texas Tech or an Oklahoma or UCLA will come around and say, you know what? I'll give you $800,000. Well, that's life changing.
Even if it's $200,000.
Even if it's right.
I mean, that's a heck of a down payment on a house. It might be enough for a house, depending on where you are in the country.
And maybe Florida State,
certainly a down payment.
And maybe Florida State or Oklahoma brings you back. But the point is, that doesn't mean you can't go to the portal and come back. But you do go to the highest bidder. I given the circumstance, I totally applaud it. I totally do.
I agree, because that's a totally different level of college experience. Like the softball player is hoping to get a degree in something that leads to a career that they enjoy, that also will provide them a nice livelihood. And they've got to worry about what most college graduates have to worry about, which is, where am I going to, get a job? What am I going to do for, where I'm living? So if you're a softball player that can go make, even if it's $60,000, that, you wouldn't have made if you stayed at your current school, absolutely go do it, because that is money that can be a big lift. I get it. You're not leaving college with like loans because you've been on scholarship, but still that can be money that really enables you to take a big step forward on purchasing a home or, whatever you want to do with it. But
start a business.
Start a business. Yeah, absolutely. So no, I couldn't agree with you more. And if you can apply this to any of these guys, but to your point, if it's between 2.2 million and 2.9 million,
right?
All right, well, you're pretty well set, whichever one you choose there. But yeah, if it's a sport where I can't imagine there's much NIL in softball, other than maybe 10 programs in the country. So yeah, absolutely, go get it and get a nice head start on your what's going to be your post college life.
And look, if you're this, apparently Issa Torres is like this great player, like great. Well, if you're a great tennis player, there's money to be made. If you're a great golfer, there's money to be made. If you're great in track and field, you go to Europe, there's money to be made. But if you're a great softball is the one sport that if you're a great softball player, women's softball player, I don't think. And again, someone might text me or tweet me, say, "Hey, Frank, you didn't know about it, but there's this." Then I guess I don't know about it.
I doubt it.
But I don't think so. I don't think there's an opportunity to go make money at all. So I tip my cap to them. This is your chance to be set for life. And so when I kept seeing, because my first thought was I kept seeing all these these really good players are abandoning these teams that they've been so close to. And if you ever see the girls, the softball players, even more than other sports, they're really close with each other. Yeah, if you ever see them interviewed, they tear up in these post game when the season's over. There's a real bond there. There really is. And so so why did here's why they left, because they want to be set for life. And so anyway, it hit me, and good for them. We'll take a break. We'll say hello to Rick Ballou and wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Major League Baseball, Houston's Yordan Alvarez is the betting favorite to win the American League MVP. Alvarez at plus 165. Kansas City's Bobby Witt Jr. is plus 190. Yankees' Ben Rice, he's plus 500 to win the MVP. Nick Kurtz of the A's plus 550. The National League, Shohei Ohtani is the runaway favorite to win the MVP again at minus 3,000. Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks plus 2,000. Juan Soto of the Mets plus 2,200. Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies plus 3,000. The Dodgers are the best bet to win the World Series at plus 185. Yankees plus 500.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keystoprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Buying a home with a septic system? Then there's one step you absolutely cannot skip, the inspection. Know for sure before you close. Call Duck Duck Rooter, Northeast Florida's only master septic contractor with the experience to inspect your system the right way, so there are no surprises later. Right now, take $50 off a full septic system inspection, including a detailed report. The small step that can save you from a big mistake.
When you're stuck, call the Duck.
904-862-6769.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell and Harrell. After an accident, everything can feel chaotic and stressful. You're dealing with insurance calls, medical appointments, car repairs, and for most people, it's stressful and unfamiliar territory. That's where Harrell and Harrell comes in. Their team knows how overwhelming this time can be, and they guide you through every step of the process so you're never left wondering what comes next. If you've been injured and need someone in your corner, call Harrell and Harrell at 251-1111.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer Road Force Balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
Happy Father's Day to all you fathers.
Absolutely. Happy Father's Day. Well, thanks, guys.
Wow, I wonder how many fathers out there would love a new outdoor kitchen under their new pavilion or screen enclosure from Lifetime Enclosures.
I bet most would. Imagine having the entire family over and cooking a barbecue feast for everyone, protected from the elements.
I'd like to cook for Dad. Jacob, do you think you could? I think so, Pan.
I bet both you guys could.
Visit Lifetime Enclosures website or visit our showrooms today to experience the Lifetime difference and ask about our Father's Day specials.
Lifetime Enclosures.
This summer, there's no better place to belong than the YMCA. Right now, if you join the Y, we'll waive the joining fee, and your 4th month is free. Start enjoying everything the Y has to offer today. Pools, group fitness, family events, youth programs, and a supportive community that's here for you. At the Y, it's more than a membership. It's a place to connect, grow, and thrive. There's no place like this place. Join the Y at fcymca.org and use code FREEMONTH.
Checkmate.
I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate mascot and cultural ambassador.
Summer is a perfect time to have your garage floor coating installed. With our chemicals drying even faster in the warmer weather, it's a busy time for us, but we can still keep our prices surprisingly affordable.
And with 0% financing available, you can enjoy your floor now and pay for it later.
And Chester can enjoy his fancy British tea that I have to pay for.
I do enjoy a nice Darjeeling, Brendan, and the quality is important.
And at Checkmate, the highest quality is our minimum standard.
On flooring and tea.
Gorgeous garage floors?
Check. Perfect installation?
Check. Easy payment options that make your great new floor affordable? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
PGA Tour star Ricky Fowler.
If you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. That's why I had Southwest Greens install and maintain my putting green, and my synthetic lawn, and my chipping area, and my practice bunker area, and my bocce ball court, and our pole vaulting area.
Southwest Greens is the world's premier manufacturer and installer of putting greens, synthetic grass, chipping areas, practice bunkers, and just about anything else you want to do in your yard.
It's Southwest Greens.
Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it, too.
The best fencers in town, the best fencing company. Commercial, personal, residential, they got it all. They get those big gates for neighborhoods, overhead doors, bathroom partitions. Guys, they do so much work for so many people that I know that I'm involved with. They do a great job. Coyle & Sons, the number is 904-356-4821, COYLE-JAX.com. So listen now, this is important stuff. If Mikal Bridges goes for 3 tonight.
Yeah.
And
I'm not even mad at him. Poor kid.
Thank God, I wish you were.
Yeah, he's not good enough for me to be mad. You win 10th.
You're probably right.
Or 9th, I guess. You win 9th.
I can at least have my dream that you're mad at.
I guess the guy I'm mad at, if I had to pick a guy, is Castle.
Yeah.
So if you want to throw a guy, I would throw Castle.
Okay. Good.
Who actually got off to a great start and then decided that he wasn't going to score the entire second half. I thought he might drop like 44 and maybe get me back in it. He had like 18 at the half. I think he finished with 18.
Yeah. I've had so much enjoyment out of Bridges scoring 2 points
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen tonight. God's going to punish me because Towns and Castle are both going for 40. That's what's going to happen tonight.
I just know when Bridges picked up his second foul like 3 minutes into the game, and I see him jogging to the bench, I had a good giggle
with his stupid sneakers.
Oh, so is there a chance now? I mean, listen, I got dinner planned. I got to see if I'm planning dinner tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Is there a chance?
I think you're gonna have Bonos.
Is there a chance I'm getting ribs?
Because I'll
I'm
be
getting
honest.
ribs tomorrow. That's
like,
what you. Look, JJ. I love my Bonos ribs. Okay.
Well, this is the problem. Like, I'm down 25 to JJ. I have no chance of catching you. Like, your whole team would have to climb 53 points back at you. So it's really, can I catch JJ, who has, in my opinion, the best player in the NBA, in Wemby. So, I mean, in looking at it, like, to be honest, even if I made up like half of the deficit tonight, I'm still leaning towards conceding it, just because I just don't. There's just no way that this.
Well, here's the thing about conceding. If you want Rory,
which I do,
and
now maybe that's wrong, but that is who I want to, and I know he won't be there at 3.
And you think he won't be there at 3, then you should concede. I mean, if that's really who you want, and you're convinced he won't be there, then I hear you. So
I'm not taking Rory. I'm saving Rory for the Open Championship.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't you think that, but sometimes you don't have control over that. I can say I'm gonna. The only guy I know I can save is Scheffler, because you both have taken him.
Right,
but everybody else, you just don't know, because you don't know who other people are going to pick.
Well, have you taken Rory yet?
Have I taken Rory?
I don't think anybody has taken
really?
Rory.
And here's the thing. Hayes says number one, you don't know. The other thing is, with me, I would tell you and then lie. Okay, so you also got to deal with the liars too.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's.
I would say, like in golf, normally there isn't much of a reason to concede a bet to pick a golf, because I mean, honestly, in the history of Loser Monday, the number one pick probably buys Bonos more often than any other selection.
Right. Yeah.
So, but for where we are in the year and who's been picked, it is something that I'm giving it a little bit more thought. But basically, my team sucks. And we could play 150 of these NBA Finals games, and I'm never going to catch you guys anyway. So what's the point?
Say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Brian Thomas Jr., the big day today, Ricky. He really did look good, didn't he? It was really, and like I told Hayes, I know it's June 10th, and I know it's early, and who knows when they don't play a game for 3 months. But it was kind of nice after the up and down start to his year last year to see him have the kind of the mini camp he's had.
No doubt. Totally different from a year ago. And, that's a big time positive with this football team. It's a good thing he caught that, early one in red zone work, because it was really a day that was dominated by the defense.
The red zone for sure.
Yeah, which is also encouraging. So we're seeing some younger guys kind of step up. When we get that, every year, doesn't mean they're going to be a big part of things when it's all said and done. But, I look at the roster. I'm going to stay with my earlier opinion. I think this is a better team than it was a year ago. I don't know if it's going to translate into a better record, because it's a much more difficult schedule with only 6 games here.
I hear you. And it's a first place schedule and all the likes. And I hear you. No question about that. So, but I'll say this. It's going to be, I've enjoyed this, Rick. I've enjoyed, I told Hayes this earlier. After all these years, we've been to 7,000 mini camps. We've been 7,000 practices in gym shorts. I rarely walk away kind of excited about the team. Almost never. I mean, we've done it for 30 years. I walked away kind of excited today.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the stuff that stood out with the long passes, and we all love long passes. You know what I mean? I walked away feeling that way today.
And there's times when we're wrong, I'm wrong. I remember the Calvin Wrigley camp.
Yeah.
It was one of the great camps we've ever seen around here. And, he just didn't get it done. But Brian Thomas last year, I mean, it was evident. I was talking about it last night. I come in here after mini camp. I come in here after training camp, and I would hate to repeat myself saying it was not a good day. And some of the listeners were like, you got to be kidding me, leave him alone. And what was amazing to me is that with Diami Brown and Travis Hunter being, a rookie, they appeared to be way more on the same page last year at this time compared to Brian Thomas Jr.
Very good point. What's coming up?
We got a ton on the Jags. No question about that. And let's see, John Osher at 7 o'clock. I caught up with another guy who's having a fantastic camp, taking fully advantage of the situation with Chris Rodriguez and Bayshell Tootin, who did some nice things today, particularly with the screen game, which I think we'd agree was certainly missing a year ago. So we're going to run that as well coming up fairly early in the program. Fired up about it.
Sounds good. Rick Ballou goes into the night, and that happens right now. That'll do it for our program. One more mini camp. Hayes will be out there for that tomorrow. We'll talk all about it on tomorrow's program. And, JJ, we might be eating barbecue. You never know. You never know how this is going to go. I'm always down for it. That'll do it for our program. Rick Ballou's next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.